Good morning, Chet Hastings here. In this short video, I'm going to show you a low-tech, no-skill, no-cost way to make a header for the Bluesence theme. And for that, I'm going to use this site I've had set up. I do not own this domain, acnetreatment.com. I can only dream that I do. I'm only using that for the purpose of making this video. And so what we're going to do now is quickly show you how to make changes to remove the tagline and the URL, and then quickly make a header functional for this Bluesence theme. The first thing we need to do is inside our editor in the dashboard is click on the style sheet. Make sure you pick the style sheet and not the style sheet REV CSS. Click on it. As described to us in the forum, we're looking for this area right here under header. An easy way to find that is when you're scrolling down inside the editor, look at your scrolling bar here, and on my machine anyway, if I get that down between the links and the main links over here on the right, it brings us right in the area that I need. So this is the area where you need to add that little piece of code. This is the code as described and pasted in. Make sure you don't lose any of this. Make sure you don't lose the semicolon or anything else in there, because it won't work if you miss just one little item. Our next task is to remove that link that appears in the header. And as described in the forum, you go into the header file now, and what I've removed on mine anyway, that's working very well, is in between the division links, underneath header, in between the division and the stop division, remove all this code. And once you remove that, that link disappears. Now that we've made the changes, we've got a blank header to start with. We can decide what we want to do. Now, the first decision to make is what color do you want the background of the header to be. And if you decide that you want to use the same color as the background of the theme, there's a neat little free tool called Color Pick that you can use. Let me open it up here. With Color Pick open, you simply place your cursor on any portion of the theme that you want to decide to color. And as you can see, it displays the color inside the Color Pick, and then right in this area here, it will show you the actual hexadecimal code for that color. So I'm going to go into the background, and it tells me that that hexadecimal is FO, F6, FB. So now I've got the exact color code to start making my background header. Now you can use a number of different systems for creating a header image. If you're competent and comfortable working with a graphics program, then this is of no interest to you. But if you're just getting started, you want to spend your time on keyword research and getting backlinks and making your content. You don't want to spend a lot of time learning another program. But if you do want to use a header, this is a quick way you can do it with no expense, and within 20 to 30 minutes, once you've done one of these, you'll find how simple it is. You can use Microsoft Open Office, because you can change background colors and that type of thing. But I like to use an HTML editor because it gives me complete control over the color. This is a manual HTML editor here. If you're using what you see is what you get like NVU, that works very well too. But because I'm an old hammer and saw kind of guy, I like to do my own hacking. So what I'm going to do is insert a table. And the header size that I find that works for me for this theme is 835 by 130. Now, this header, or this editor, is backwards. You always have to put the width where the height is for some reason. Been like that for 10 years, so I don't worry about it. Alright, I'm just going to put a couple zeros in spacing and padding, and then go on to extended. I don't need a border width, but I do need a background color. And I'm just going to pick any color for now, and I'm going to change it here in a minute. Okay, once I have that done, I'll click on OK, And now the next thing I'm going to do is where the background color is right here, I'm going to change this to the color that we got with our color pick. Okay, I've changed the background color to the color that we got with the color pick. And now let's take a look, do a preview and see what we've got here. Okay, you can see now that we've got a background. Should be the same color. Now it's larger than what we need, but I made it that way for a purpose. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and turn it into an image. Now I use Snagit, which is a paid program, but on your computer, if you've got Windows, you should have a program that lets you do this free, and I'm going to open that now. Well, as luck would have it, Camtasia will not play nice with the Snippet Tool, but you'll find the snip, so I can't show you how to use it, but I'll show you what you end up with after you get it. You go into your Start menu, All Programs, Accessories, and click on Snippet. And then all you have to do is draw a rectangle around the section that you want to save. And as you can see, I've made it oversized, and I'll show you why I've done that later. And then I save this. This will be the background. So the next thing I need is two more images. One is going to be an image of the URL, and the other will be an image of the tagline that I want to put in. So we'll save this, and then we'll go ahead and do our next two images. Now, of course, using Paint and Snagit and other programs, you can actually put your text in your background if you want to. The problem is with those, unless you're really confident with them, it's very difficult to get your text just exactly where you want it, and sometimes it can be difficult to change the text size and the color and all that. In an HTML editor, I've got complete control, so all I've done is put in some basic tags, and that's given me the URL. And if I want to make that bigger or smaller, it's very easy. I can change the color very easy. If I want to make that a italicized, I can do that. So I've got pretty much complete control. Now the next thing I'm going to do, this will be the URL line for my background. So I'm going to go ahead and use that Snippet tool to copy this. I've copied that with Snippet, and again I've made it oversized, and again I'll show you that in Paint why I do that. And then I'll just save this, and we'll move on to the tagline. Alright, I've made a tagline, and I've copied it with Snippet, and now I'll save that to my the same folder that I put the others in, and all I need to do now is find an image to put in the header, and I'm ready to assemble it. I've located an image that I think will work for this header, and so the next thing I'm going to do is clean any white background coloring off of it, because I want it to blend into the background header. So now I'm going to flip it over and clean up the other side. Bring it back around. Now, I'm going to be putting this, I think, on the right side, so I think I'd rather have this image or have her looking the other way. So I'm just going to go in here and click on Flip and Rotate to horizontal. I think that might work better, and that also allows me to clean some extra off here. Now, the only thing I'm concerned about is that this be 130 high. I'm not too concerned about the width, but I'd like to know that the height is 130, so it fits exactly into the background. So I'm going to check the attributes, and I find out it's 133. So it's a simple fix, make that 130. Alright, so now I've got an image. I'll save that image, and now we're ready to start putting our puzzle together. I do have one more little job to do. Remember when we used the snipper to copy these images, I left this red box around it, the border, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'm just going to bring this up. I'm going to be careful. I want to just bring it into the color. I don't have a lot of room to work here. So I just want to get rid of that red border plus any white that might be in there. Now I'll flip that over. And then I'll simply set the parameters for the attributes for the size. I better change the size of the screen here. Alright, I've clicked on attributes, and now I'm going to change this 844 to 835. And hopefully I left this big enough. I'm going to go 130 here. Cut myself kind of close. Alright, now we've got our background. So I'm going to save that. That's the header background. And now I have to do the same thing with our tagline and with our URL. I'll do that, and I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, we've done all the hard work. Now all I have to do is put our puzzle together. I've opened up our background that we made, exactly 835 by 130. Now I click on Edit, Paste From, and now I want to get that image that we found, which I believe is this. I'll open that up. And when I do that, the image appears, so I can leave it right where it's at, or I can move it any place I want to. I'm going to bring it all the way over here onto the right hand side. I can leave a little border over there if I want to. I can bring it right to the edge. I think I'll leave just a little bit of a border. If this computer would quit shaking. Alright, there's our image. Now it's time for the URL and the tagline, and this is where this system makes it so easy, because I can move these things around any place I want to. Let's get the tagline first. And you see, I've made a mistake. I've made that a little too big. I'm going to have to go back and change that and make it a little bit smaller. Give me just a couple of minutes and I'll take care of that. Let me take a little side trip here. Now let's suppose that you've made your tagline and it's actually too long. You can do a couple things. I could trim a little bit off the edges of this very easily. I could go back to the HTML editor to make it different. But the easiest thing to do is just to resize this. So all I have to do is go up and click on Image, Resize, and probably take this down to about 80%. And save that. Okay. And that should fit nicely into that now. So all I have to do now is save that, and we'll get back to our puzzle. To get back to work now, we're going to click on Edit, Paste From, and I've renamed that tagline to the one that I downsized. So we'll open that up. And now you can see I can move it any place I want to. If I put it down here, I can put it over to the edge. Okay, and if I'm not happy with it the way it is, if I would like it to be bigger, I can open that particular image back up and make it larger. So I'm going to put that right kind of in the middle. Okay, now if you don't like it, you can take it right out of there if you want to. So you just put it where you want to. And nothing is cast in stone. You can always come back and simply draw a rectangle around this and delete it. Just pull it right off. So this is what I like about this method. I've just got pretty much complete control over my text. So now I'm going to go get the URL. Whoops, Edit, Paste From, URL, and we'll move that where we want it. Okay, so if I'm happy with that, I can leave it right there, or I could pull that off and put that at the top, the tagline on the bottom. As you can see, I've got complete control. If I'm not happy with this border over here, I can draw a rectangle or a square around this and move this back, put it wherever I want to. So I've just got pretty much complete control. So that pretty much completes what I wanted to show you with this video. Again, the whole idea here is if you're comfortable working with a graphics program, this is of absolutely no interest to you. But if you're just getting started, you want to spend your time on keyword research and content, the important things are going to make you money, but you still want to have a image, this is a quick way to do it. Now I'm going to do one more thing here and show you where to upload this image after we save it, and that'll be the end of the program. In the FTP program, I'll log in, go down and click on Public, click on Content, Themes, and pick the theme, which is the AdSense 100K. And now all I have to do is upload that header. I've already got a header image in here that I would plan with. So what I normally do, if I don't want to delete this header, if I think I might need it later, I'll just rename it by putting any kind of letter or number after it, and that way the theme can't call it up. And now I'll go over here and find the one that we just made and bring it over And if we've done everything right, we ought to have a header on our theme. Let's go take a look. Evidently the internet gods were with us, because as you can see, we now have a header up here. So hopefully this will help you out, and thank you very kindly for watching my video.